Hello and welcome. Now in this section we are going to talk about list views and what are list views and why we should use them and actually how to use them. Now ladies and gentlemen, the list views it's a great way of a flexible way that will help us to show a bunch of data, okay, that for example big data, I mean, for example, if we have a lot of data and do not know how to show this data, probably you need to use the list view. Now it's actually until now, ladies and gentlemen, all our applications that we have built so far, they were actually with simple functionality. They were, for example, does not contain that too much data, okay, to work with. But with this application, actually, for example, if we have an application that show that list, for example, the names of for example famous people, okay, or for example an application that for books or for food or whatever, so probably there are a lot of data goes here, and to show all these lists, okay, of data with a flexible and a great way, we are going to use the list view. So in this section we are going to talk about list views. Now ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I have this example, okay, where I am showing an application, okay, that contain a list view that shows some of the say for famous people. It's just a talk for some famous people, okay. For example, here if you take then give so on and so forth, okay. And what we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen, here as you can see how it's look like, okay. This is a list view, and as you can see how it's look like. Now you may be wondering what is this border here. Now to create a list view, ladies and gentlemen, first of all we need to create an activity, okay, and inside of it we are going to add a list view, okay. Then the second step for us, ladies and gentlemen, it's actually here each of this each item here, this the border around it, it's an item, okay. It's actually a separate XML layout file, okay, ladies and gentlemen. So each item here is actually a separate XML file, okay, but the difference between is the data, okay. The information that you are gonna show in each list item is different. Now my idea here to create a list view, we need to follow some steps, okay, and these steps I'm gonna write them here, okay, for you, ladies and gentlemen, just to make a reference for us. So the first step is actually to design the list item, okay. What I mean by design the list item, it's actually this item that you can see it, okay. Here we have the black background and we have this title on the middle, we have this yellow color or yellow text view, okay. This is the item, okay. And the second one, it's actually to create, okay, create a class, okay, a Kotlin class for the things that you need to show, ladies and gentlemen, okay. And everything will make sense once we create our class, okay. I mean by things that you need to show, it's actually this title on the middle, okay, and also this yellow text view, okay, ladies and gentlemen. And the third step, it's actually to create an adapter. And what does adapter mean? It's actually the things, okay, that will do a lot of stuff for us, okay. For example, it will match between the design and the class and the data, okay. It has a lot of functionality, and I cannot explain it like this, so I'm gonna leave it. Once we start coding it, you will get the idea. And of course, last but not least, we need to fill the list, okay, view in our activity. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, the steps that we need to follow with our list view, okay. So diving in, let's go ahead and start with our first step, okay. So I will put everything in action just to make sure that you understand the idea. So the first step for us, it's actually to create a custom design for us, and here inside our layout I'm gonna create a new file, okay. layout resource file. I'm gonna call it, for example, custom underscore list underscore item, or you can call it whatever. I'm gonna click OK. Okay, and Android Studio will take a second to import or to create this file for us. Now for this project, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to use the card view. Okay, of course this is just my opinion. Of course you can not use it, but in my case maybe I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna search for the card view. Here we have the card view, ladies and gentlemen. But before that, let's instead of using the conceptual layout, I'm gonna go back here, click on it. I'm gonna change it to be relative layout. It's just for the design purposes, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna type relative layout and leave the autocomplete from Android Studio to help me with this. Going back to our design tab, let's drag and drop our card view. Okay, and as you can see, we have added the card view, but let's change the color, background color of our parent or our relative layout. I'm gonna search for the background property, clicking on these three dots, choosing our how about the blue color. Okay, let's click on OK, and now we can start adding our content inside this card view. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drag and drop a linear layout, okay, of type vertical, okay, ladies and gentlemen, and just put it right here. Okay, this is how it's look like. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add all my content inside this linear layout. So the first thing that we are gonna add, it's a title. So I'm gonna drag and drop a text view. Okay, and also I'm gonna add a description. So I'm gonna drag and drop another text view. Last but not least, let's drag and drop an image view, because maybe you are gonna show an image view, why not? Okay, so I'm gonna drag and drop an image, and I'm gonna choose, for example, this image. I'm gonna hit OK. So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have added everything successfully. Let's apply our own style. Okay, so the first text view, here we have it. I'm gonna change the ID to be title, for example, item underscore title. Okay, for the text, let's add random text, for example, to say Android development. Okay, this is something really random. Okay, and what we can also changing the text properties. For example, the text color here should be, for example, let's choose another color instead of this one. I'm gonna choose maybe black, or not black, let's choose gray. Okay, and I'm gonna increase it a little bit, or not a little bit, too much, not like this. How about 30? Yeah, I like it. Now let's go ahead and center it. Text alignment should be center. Okay, and also I think make it bold will do great. Okay, now let's assign some margin to the text view. Okay, what we can do, we can say margin from all sides to be 5 dB. Okay, and I think I am done with this. Now let's select our second text view. I'm gonna call it item underscore desk, okay, or description, I mean desk. Okay, and let's assign some style on it. For example, the text property should be, here we have it. I'm gonna type learn Android app development, okay, from scratch. Okay, it's really random, and what we can do, we can increase the size a little bit. Okay, we can change the color to be yellow or to be blue, maybe. Not blue, it's not like, I don't know, I did not like it. Okay, let's make it black maybe. Okay, and what we can do, ladies and gentlemen, also maybe either we zoom in or increasing the size a little bit. Okay, because it will be a description. So as you can see how it's look like. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some padding to our text view. The description padding, okay, from all sides to be 10 dB maybe. Okay, now what we can do, let's assign some style on the image view. Here we have it. So I'm gonna make the width to be match parent, but the height I will set it to be 300 dB. Okay, to make it small. Okay, didn't fill out all the space. I'm gonna make it scale type okay, the scale type here should be center crop to fill the entire space. Okay, now as you can see how it's look like. Now we are not done with that. I'm gonna select my card view. Let's assign some maybe padding and margin, both of these. I'm gonna select maybe margin to be 10 dB, and also let's assign some evaluation or the shadow. So I'm gonna search for the card. Here we have the card radius also to be 10 dB, and the card ovulation to be something that has a shadow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see how it's look like, maybe increasing the margin a little bit will do nicer than what we have. Okay, so I'm gonna make it 20 dB maybe. Okay, so as you can see how it's look like. Of course you can add your own style really. Okay, so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, how our application look like. Okay, of course you can go further with this. Okay, for example, changing another stuff. So before we go and close this video, changing the background for our relative layout is just to make sure I see everything. So I'm gonna reset it to be white. Okay, and as you can see our card view how it's look like. Okay, now this item that we have designed it, okay, or this layout will be applied for all the items that we have, and we are going to change the data inside of it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so how that was our first step when I mean by designing the list item. So okay, go ahead and apply your own design, and do not forget to assign an IDs to all of these. Let's assign for the image view. I'm going to call it item underscore image, and I think we are good to close this video. So that was our first part of list views. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are gonna add more functionality in the next video.